What are the steps to be followed in pursuing a career in psychology?
What is the way ahead? Assuming that you are in class 12 and now you have decided that you want to become a psychologist, you definitely will have to go for an undergraduate program in psychology, either a BA or a BSc. There is not much of a difference between these two programs, except that a BA program is more theory driven, whereas a BSc program is more practical and research driven. But by and large, the courses that you'll study in these two programs will be more or less the same. After the BA or the BSc program, you will have to go for a master's program, either an MA or an MSc. Now, many students think that they can practice as a psychologist after completing their undergraduate program. But my answer is the opportunities are very less if you just stay with an undergraduate degree. With a master's degree in hand, you can do a lot more. Now, after doing a master's in psychology, if you want to be in academics, you have to go for a PhD program. And as per the UGC regulations, to be in academics, full-time academics, you need to have a PhD from a university recognized by this body. But to practice as a clinical psychologist, you need to have an MPhil in clinical psychology from an institute recognized and approved by the Rehabilitation Council of India, what is popularly also called the RCI. Now, I have completed my PhD from IIT Bombay. So let me share my experience of what it was to get into the PhD program and what was my experience of being in the PhD program. So to first talk about getting into the PhD program, you have to clear either a NET or a JRF exam. This makes you eligible to appear for IIT's entrance exam. If you do not have a NET or a JRF, you will not be shortlisted for IIT entrance exam. Now, assume that you are shortlisted. Then you will have to appear for the institute entrance exam. If you're in a top certain percentile, then you will be called for an interview. And based on your performance in the entrance exam and the interview, the selection decision will be made. Okay, so that's how I got into the PhD program at IIT Bombay. Now, coming to the topic of what is the PhD program like? Very often, when we enter a PhD program, we have a very specific topic in mind. And we think that this is what I want to work with for the next few years of my life. But let me tell you that you're going to make a big mistake if you are going with that narrow-minded approach. PhD program will open up a whole gamut of ideas. And this is a program that will let you explore and try out a lot of areas and concepts which are either tangentially or directly related to the topic that fascinates you. Okay, so you have to read a lot. So when you read one article, it will open up new avenues and you'll be now reading some other articles which you would not have thought of reading before. So the more articles you read, the more literature you expose yourself to, the broader your thinking. So broadening your thinking horizons is very important for you to succeed in the PhD program. A good PhD thesis is the thesis that reflects holistic thinking. At the same time, it also reflects an analytical bent of mind in the way the data is looked at.